How's it going, comic book junkies? Welcome to Cafeteria Drops Minute-ish Reviews. Today we're diving into Bloodshot Unleashed Reloaded issue number 1. And let me tell you, it's wild, but ultimately a disappointing ride. Alright, let's talk story. Dennis Camp takes us on another twisted journey through the mind of Bloodshot, who's been shot in the head too many times apparently, and is on a mission for vengeance against the spent shells. This one is a killer robot apparently. But here's where things get interesting. Bloodshot's got this sidekick, Bloodsquirt, who's a voice in his head, urging him to keep the killing spree going. Talk about a moral compass going haywire. And then there's the narrative focus on the innocent bystanders caught in the crossfire. We're talking about folks with real struggles. An alcoholic doctor, a widow with a peacemaker, and an out-of-work father turned homeless. It's a gut-wrenching reminder of the collateral damage in the superhero world, and it's also where the story shines brightest. And now, this is where things get a bit dicey. The attempts at humor from Bloodsquirt fall flat, and the villain, he's completely forgettable. Not exactly captivating like villains from the previous Bloodshot runs. And Valiant, why do you do this? Don't even get me started on that confusing ending. I mean, how does a lever-action shotgun suddenly become the hero's saving grace against an indestructible killer android when that hasn't worked previously in the comic? Talk about a head-scratcher. Overall, while the focus on the villains adds depth to the story, the rest of it falls short. It's like trying to reboot a classic recipe but missing a few key ingredients. Props to Dennis Camp for the effort, but it's just not hitting the mark like the other series runs featuring Bloodshot. Now let's discuss the visuals. Alright comic fans, let's buckle up because we're diving into the visuals of Bloodshot Unleashed Reloaded issue number 1. Let's start with the trade dress. Valiant and Alien Books nailed it again with that premium feel. I'm talking cardstock cover and thick, glossy pages that scream quality. Kudos for that. But here's where things take a bit of a dip. The visuals inside the comic. Now, don't get me wrong. Al Barrenuevo's pencils are decent, but they lack the wow factor that we got from John Davis Hunt in the previous run. And let's talk about colors by Ezequiel Fernandez-Roel. They're just decent. They're a bit washed out, and they don't really do justice to the gritty world of Bloodshot. Plus, the over-reliance on those custom blood splatter brushes in Photoshop is a bit amateurish. Overall, the visuals just feel okay, alright. They're not bad per se, but they definitely don't live up to the bar set in previous Bloodshot series. It's like going from a gourmet meal to a microwave dinner. It gets the job done, but it's nothing to write home about. So while the trade dress may draw you in, the visuals inside might leave you wanting for more. Here's hoping for a return to form in future issues of Bloodshot. So if you're a Bloodshot fan looking for a nostalgic kick, give it a shot. Otherwise, you might want to look elsewhere for your action fix. Until next time, comic book buffs, keep your eyes peeled for those hidden gems. See you next time on Minute-ish Reviews on Cafeteria Drops.